In this video, I'm going to show you the proper way to jack up a vehicle. Items you're going to need are a hydraulic jack, preferably like this. Doesn't have to be this expensive though. You could get away with a scissor jack or a smaller type of jack. Jack stands or a jack stand is important. You're going to want to have a wheel stop or a wheel chock, a 4x4, a big rock, something to prevent the vehicle from rolling. That's about all you'll need. First step, make sure your vehicle is in park, and if you have an emergency brake that operates, make sure you go ahead and push it. You're going to want to have your vehicle on level ground when you're doing this. You don't want to be angled down a hill. Okay, next let's look at where you should jack the vehicle up, because not every place is a safe place. You're going to want to look at your vehicle, and sometimes on this pinched rail on the edge here, there's jack points that you can jack the vehicle up on. Not all the time though. The safest bet is always going to be to look at the subframe. This is the subframe, and you can see this is a reinforced component of it. See how there's multiple layers? So you're going to want to go ahead and find a part of the frame that 2 points come together. So I'm going to jack the vehicle up right here where I'm pointing. Make sure if you have this style of jack that you can actually twist the handle. Make sure it's twisted all the way clockwise or to the right so that it is locked, so that when you pump the handle, it will start to raise up. Next step, let's position the jack in the right location. You want to make sure that you're not pinching any lines or anything that's going to crumble underneath the weight of the vehicle, and slowly start to raise it so that you can get it in the right position. As you raise it, you get closer to where you want to elevate the vehicle off of. In my case, I'm doing it on the subframe right here. Okay, and then now I'm going to elevate the vehicle until the tire is off the ground by a couple inches. And I've done that now. Go ahead and get one more in there. And at this point, you could stop, but it's not as safe as it could be because you're relying on a jack, a single point of failure. It's a hydraulic jack. I know people who have died from hydraulic failures. So you always want to have a backup. And in our case, our backup is going to be the jack stand. So you'll take your jack stand and position it so that it's elevated up to the subframe. I want to get one more click out of that, so I'm gonna lift my jack one more pump. There we go. So I have my jack stand positioned so that the weight of the vehicle will go onto the jack stand itself. I'm gonna back off of this just a little bit and lower the vehicle onto the jack stand. And then give it one more pump. There, so now the weight of the vehicle's on the jack stand and on the jack itself. Okay, so let's go over a summary of what we have. So the vehicle is elevated off of the ground with the hydraulic jack. The weight of the vehicle is supported on the jack stand. So now I have two individual locations that are holding the weight of the vehicle because I pumped this jack up so that it's also supporting some of the weight. So there's not a single point of failure. The vehicle is elevated. I have it stabilized with the emergency brake and some kind of immobilizer to prevent the vehicle from rolling forward in case there were a failure there. And we have 3 tires on the ground. So you can see that there's multiple points of redundancy in this process. So at this point, you are now safe to go underneath the vehicle. So if you need to maintenance on this tire, this is a good time to do so. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.